Well, during the President's State of the Union address, he called out the role social media plays in the lives of kids and how it could affect their mental health.
Yeah, so joining us this morning to talk about what parents can do to help, it's such an important topic, co-founder and executive director of Stand Together and Rethink Technology, or START, Tracy Foster. And Tracy, right out of the gate, I want to show people your t-shirt because I want one. It says, "Do more things that make you forget to check your phone." And that is such a beautiful message. I couldn't agree more. But it's tough. We've been talking. We have kids. It's a battle, Tracy. So how do you start this fight?
It is so tough. And I want to start by saying that this shirt is because our message is not that technology is bad.
Right.
Technology does so many amazing things. It's just sometimes standing in the way of us doing the things that we want to do even more, or that would help us even more, especially with mental health issues. So as parents, the biggest thing I want to say is I think so often when we're hearing this increased awareness about the implications social media and technology is having on our kids, we can just feel hopeless and helpless. And so we're here to say, hey, we are the first generation of parents trying to navigate this. So first of all, give yourself grace. We're figuring it out in the dark, but what can we do to figure it out together, to share some tips and to stand alongside each other, to say we're in this, we're gonna come along, we're gonna help our kids not be the only ones, we're gonna try to figure out what works.
I love that idea because it does sometimes feel like you're the only one who is trying to fight against it. You know, it seems like it's a pretty easy crutch for a lot of families. And the president called this a mental health crisis. So what are some steps to start taking?
Yeah, well, the first one I think is to lead with empathy, to understand that this is hard for our kids, just like it's hard for us. And so the more that we can put ourselves in their shoes and understand and come alongside what they're struggling with, the better. Otherwise, I think it really has to do a little bit with the age of your kids. So if your kids are younger, there are certain things you can do to help maybe push out the age at which they get social media. Talk to other parents. We have different tools so that you can talk to other parents to say, hey, is this really what you want? Not in a way that seems judgy or like you're a know-it-all, but just to say, I'm concerned about my kids. What do you think? But then as they get older, we have tools. If your kid is about to enter social media, we have a resource called the Social Media Playbook, just to sit and have a conversation that I've never had with my parents, but to give you these guided resources to say, hey, what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? Because one of the biggest things is we get into these platforms that are going to just sweep us off our feet with no intentions, with no guardrails. So if we can start by saying, here's what I hope my account accomplishes. I really want to share with other people my art. I really want to share these funny dog tricks that my dog can do. These are the things that our youngest kids usually get into social media for. But then because they just get into this huge ocean, it can overcome them and they start veering off and they start getting content that's pushing them in different directions. Also, it helps them think about how they can connect in real life. What do I want to do? What are the symptoms that I want to be paying attention for? How can I make sure that my technology is still helping me be kind to my mind? Because our technology can help support so many things, but then it gets in the way.
So where could, like my kids are a little older, I sometimes feel like I've already lost this battle. But I'm hoping, I'm being optimistic. Where can people find resources, if you want to try to confront this?
You can find resources on our website, WeStartNow.org. And for someone who has kids who are actively in social media, my top recommendation is to start a conversation. And especially to start a conversation by jumping in on some of their favorite platforms. So if your kids love TikTok, grab it, get a TikTok account if you don't have it, start following, and then share with them some of the highlights that you're seeing. Especially start with that, say, your kids are older, so Encanto is not their thing, but to say, oh my goodness, I saw the funniest We Don't Talk About Bruno parody. Like, can you believe this? Do you think our family should do something like this? Something that shows that you understand why it's fun. And then say, but man, today I saw this video that you probably wouldn't get pointed this direction, but today I saw this video that was really making me feel a lot of body image consciousness. And it was telling me that I can only eat 500 calories a day or else no one will ever want to date me. Like, I know I'm an adult, but like that really struck me. Have you ever seen stuff like that?
That's a good
How
idea.
do you navigate that?
That's a great.
Because the more that we can just disarm and not say this is a bad thing, but just say I'm struggling with this too, because this is an issue where I don't know about you guys, but I'm struggling with this too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
really
if we
good
can
point.
start there, it helps them to open up more.
Like
And maybe even coach us.
Yeah.
We've had situations where then the teen will say, Mom or Dad, I struggle with that too.
Sure. Well, Tracy, thank you for joining us this morning. We've unfortunately got to go to break, but we really appreciate all of the advice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. All right.